Hi guys, and welcome to Inglorious Barstools. I'm Alex Whiteley, and we've got a great show lined up for you guys today. The sun is really hot. We're all a bit exhausted. I've just been lying there on the sofa, kind of like, "What is life?" But today we hopefully got a great distraction for you guys. We have great actual guests to bring you today. But most of the team have left us today. We've got Moose, who's deciding to spend time with his beloved wife on their anniversary. How dare they? I'm not joking. Happy anniversary to you guys. Hope you guys have a great time. And George can't join us. He's got commitments, work mainly. But we do have the wonderful, the Californian, the amazing Mr. David Raby. How are you, sir?
What's up, Alex?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us today, because you've been working too, right?
Yeah, I did like 2 shifts yesterday, and I just got off my second shift like at 8 a.m. So which was like 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must be exhausted. I'm going to switch my Wi-Fi from my phone.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I got some sleep, so it's okay. But I could definitely use more. But I'll get there eventually. I'll sleep when I'm dead. It's fine.
Are you working tonight as well, or are you off now?
I'm off the rest of today. I'm off tomorrow, but I do another overnight shift on Friday.
Ooh,
yeah.
It's the worst when you've got like shifts in between, because you don't know how to. I work 3 night shifts in a row, and so last night was my final shift of the week. So what I tend to do is have a smaller sleep on my. So I'll stay. What I'll do is I'll stay up a bit later, sleep, wake up, and then I can sleep again tonight for sure. So that's what I tend to do.
Yeah, I'm finally going to be able to take some of my all natural sleeping pills that I would normally take, so I get to enjoy that.
Some all natural sleeping pills.
Honestly, dude, like what helps me out is I'll have a chamomile tea. I'll put bourbon in it, tea, and have a cigar at night, and it just really relaxes me. So
amazing! Sounds great. I'll have to try it sometime.
It's an all natural remedy. Whiskey. I recommend.
Chamomile tea and whiskey. Couldn't get any more. Right. So obviously Moose and George aren't here today, but we have enlisted the help of a good friend of ours from the Talking Codswallop podcast. A good friend, Mr. James "The Voice" Stafford. How are you?
I'm doing okay, guys. How are we all doing? It's very nice to be on. Thank you for inviting me. It was an unexpected invite and pleasure to be asked to be on.
Very short notice, too, but cheers.
Yeah. Well, how could I turn Inglorious Barstools down? How? What kind of foul, obnoxious human being would I be if I'd said no?
Well, the show's this is a basically Thorskin with a different name, and the show's taken so many different twists and turns and name changes and things.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan says, "Sup fuckers." It's got to be Ryan, isn't it? It is
yeah.
You must be watching via the group. If you go to either the YouTube page or the Facebook page, Barstools, we'll be able to see your name light up. And George says, "Hello, boyos." He says, "Sorry, I had to work." You're allowed to work, George. Yeah. We all have to do this. But yeah, it was very short notice, James. So thank you for accepting. And of course, the point I was trying to make with the name reimaginings and the kind of journey we've taken so far is one of the constants has been Codswallop. You guys have been good friends over the years, so it's great to get you back on the show.
Thank you. Yeah. Just for those who don't know, that I do have a co-host. To be honest, she's the creator, she's the brains, Gemma Williams. So if you want to drop her a line, you'll find it through the Talking Codswallop stuff. We're on all different platforms, just to pimp us a bit. And Gemma will keep the pimp hand strong. So if I don't mention it, I'm slapped down.
Facebook always does this weird blurry shit to images. I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah, Talking Codswallop with Gemma Williams, yourself, and you get some great guests on too. So it's fantastic. Right, we've got talking points to discuss. But what I gotta say is I'm gonna do what I did last week. I'm gonna leave sort of like the lines open. We didn't get any calls last week. I'm trying to find my banner now.
Sorry, it's really strong. The nicotine.
Are you dying? Are you dying a little bit?
It's all good, Dave.
Yeah, it's really all good. I do the retro hill and it just burns my nostril. I'm like, ooh.
I'm trying to find the banner that I made last week. Is it here? I've got some really old banners from way back in the day.
Could I ask David, while Alex is doing his thing, what cigar are you smoking?
So this one came from a member of the Luxury Cigar Club.
Mhm.
You know, you pay it's like $60 a month, and they send you every month like 5 to sometimes 6, sometimes 7 like premium hand rolled cigars. Well, this was like a bonus cigar. I think that they had made this. It's called Hangry. If you can see it, all right.
Yeah, nice.
I've had this one for months, and I finally decided to smoke it.
Hey, all good. As I said, I used to enjoy smoking. Well, I gave up smoking cigarettes years ago, but used to enjoy smoking cigars until various health things stopped me doing it. But yeah, I still have locked away a Cuban that I was bought. I've never cracked the seal on. I had a chance to smoke. So
I hope you get better cigars.
hopefully.
I really hope so. Because Cubans, I had to order. You know, I'm here in America, so man, fuck the government. I had to order through some other website. I brought some of the Cubans here, and they were really fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Kennedy's fault. Fuck Kennedy.
Facebook user says I try. I don't know why it's doing that. We're not. Oh, it's because we're going through the group. We're going for the group as well. If you guys are watching through the Barstools fan group, whatever it's called, Hangout, Barstools Hangout, your comments won't come up with your name. It'll just come up as Facebook user.
Yeah, stop hiding. Call in.
Yeah, or call in. If you know me on Facebook, you can call me on Messenger, and my mixer will basically bring your voice through to the show. It doesn't have to be visual, and you don't have to call in. But if you want to come ring in, say hello, you're more than welcome to. Or if you know my phone number, you can phone in as well and say hi.
Yeah.
What Facebook user says, I tried a Gurkha Black Dragon a few months ago. That was pretty fucking good. Can you enlighten me? What's a Black Dragon?
I've never heard of a Gurkha. I'm hoping it's some sort of cigar.
I think it is. I recognize the name. Yeah, I heard of that brand before. Yeah, I need it. I'll try that out.
A Gurkha. Let's find out. A Gurkha.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that name before, like when I was like scrolling through different. There's so many fucking brands now, like big name brands, boutique brands. Fucking, I'm pretty disappointed. So Monte Cristo had released one of my favorite fucking blends. They did was Afrique Select was the name of the brand or the blend. And it turns out I messaged them on Instagram, or rather left a comment about it because I can't find them anywhere. They're discontinued. They're like, oh yeah, that was a limited edition. I'm like, fuck, man, that's one of the best tasting cigars they made, I think.
Well, when I used to smoke cigarettes, and I never knew about these cigarettes until many years after I quit. I think they're called Parliament or Treasurer.
Oh, Parliament.
They are the most expensive cigarettes in the world. I think it's Treasurer. They're the most expensive cigarettes in the world. You can only get them at so many 3 tobacconists in the UK. One's Manchester, one's in Harrods. But for an experience, if I was still smoking, I'd definitely try them. They're I think they're £30 a pack sort of thing.
Whoa.
So, or maybe more, now. Because the brands I used to smoke as cigarettes are now like £15, between £10 and £15 a pack. So, if I even wished to smoke, I couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah, I spend $12 on my cigarettes. Like non-filtered Lucky Strikes is what I usually smoke.
Here's a Gurkha Black Dragon, by the way.
See, I knew I'd recognize it.
Just for the design alone, that is impressive.
For the audio listeners, it's got a gold encrusted label.
It's like a big the band is what it's called.
Yeah,
band. Yeah. I like a cigar now and again. I got from my friend from work. I won't mention his name. I haven't asked his permission, but I asked him because he smokes his cigars. I was like, dude, I want a nice cigar because remember I went to Greece. I was like, I want a nice cigar to go to Greece. So he went home and he brought me back one from Honduras. Really, it was a really nice one. I really enjoyed it because it's nice, isn't it? Like to sit if you've got like a balcony or a terrace, whatever you got on holiday. Nice to sit back, light up a cigar, and just watch the palm trees go. That's one thing I like. It's always been a tradition of mine.
It's very relaxing and therapeutic. I think just sit and enjoy.
No, I'd agree with that. It is.
Yeah.
So, David, you said it's hot in LA right now. We were going to do a temperature comparison.
I'm pretty sure it's nothing compared to yours because I think I saw something I was scrolling through on Google, and it was like, you guys got another heat wave warning coming through. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it's 84.2 over here, which is 29 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how hot it is here, but I think it might be like 84 as well, maybe 85. I know it was 84 around Irvine yesterday, that's where I was at doing Rams camp.
As hot as California here in the UK. That's just nuts, isn't it?
But you guys were up in the triple digits a week ago, right? A couple weeks ago.
It's bad, and like there's reservoirs drying up and rivers drying up, and heat wave warnings. But we're getting all these warnings from the Met Office, and you're getting all these laughing faces from the boomers that are like, back in 1976, we had a heat wave once and we survived.
Yeah.
All you millennials, you're a bunch of babies. Like, get on with it. And like, there's literally reservoirs drying up, and these guys they're not concerned about saving the environment or doing anything different. They're more concerned about complaining about how much of a wimp we are.
One up you, know. So just man.
But what always amuses me is when you have people going, "Oh, it's not that," compared to like when you go on holiday, it can be really hot and it's fine on holiday. And I was talking to one of my friends about this, and he made the interesting and valid observation, which is, so you could go on holiday somewhere, and it might be hotter than it is now, but the difference is you're not dressed to say go to work. You're in a completely different mindset. So you're playing shorts and t-shirts. You're quite chilled out. You're not having the pressure of, say, putting on a full suit to go and do a day's job. That's the mental difference. And you're on holiday, so you're not thinking, holy crap, it's gonna, like you're saying, reservoirs are drying up, or there's going to be a hose pipe. The great thing, it always makes me laugh with the UK. We get rain upon rain upon rain, but if it gets really hot, hose pipe ban. Everything's dried out. Chaos reigns. That does amuse me slightly. Yeah.
It makes me laugh, the hose pipe ban, because yet the rich are there with their swimming pools and their sprinklers and their fucking lawns, and it's like, well, okay, so how does this apply to everybody? Then yeah, we'll stop using a hose pipe. I don't use a hose pipe. I live in an upstairs apartment, so I don't know what I'm complaining about, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can see the logic. Yeah, and they have the watering can because got to keep some of the vegetation alive.
Ryan says, my grandparents bought me a Gurkha sample pack. So far, so good. But that Black Dragon is my favorite so far. He says also Tatiana flavored cigars are pretty good. Cognac is probably my favorite.
Okay, I got to look into that, Ryan. Thank you.
Bit of a middle ground there between you and Ryan. You and Ryan don't always see eye to eye, but that's a bit of middle ground.
There's a lot we don't have in common. There's a lot we do have in common. It's weird.
For listeners at home, Ryan hates Lord of the Rings, so that's just an example. But we love Ryan very much. Right, we've got lots to talk about. We got some stories, but we always start off with our story of the week.
All right, you lovely people, let's see what the dance floor for the story of the week.
Oh, story of the week. Now, as you listeners of the show may remember, we have been tracking the movements of Mr. One and Only Ezra Miller. A few weeks ago,
I am so glad this is a topic, because this is one that I wanted to discuss myself.
There were discussions that he may be a predator, that he may actually allegedly be have groomed a young girl. He's been happy slapping people in Hawaii, and recently he's just been I don't know why that's cropped like that. Let's just share we'll share the website instead,
because when we say predator, we're not talking the good kind, are we? Like, in the movie Prey, not saying that he's taking down Schwarzenegger. We're talking about bad predator here.
Yeah, he's not a Yautja. He wishes he could be.
Apparently, George Ezra, that's a different guy. Please, George Ezra, don't write into the show, but like,
don't sully my good name, sir.
Ezra Miller charged with burglary in Vermont. So we've got Hawaii and now Vermont. Is this?
Did he rob Tom Bruno?
I know. It says here, U.S. actor Ezra Miller has been charged with burglary for allegedly breaking into a home in the state of Vermont and stealing bottles of alcohol. Of course. According to a police report, officials were alerted to a break-in on the 1st of May in the town of Stamford. surveillance video led them to suspect the actor who stars in films including Fantastic Beasts franchise. Miller is separately facing charges of assault in Hawaii and allegations of abuse from several women. Vermont State Police said there is no one at home when the house was broken into. As a result of the investigation that included surveillance videos and statements, probable cause was found to charge Ezra Miller with the offense of felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling, police said in a statement on Monday. So yeah, I mean, this is it's quite concerning, really. What do you think?
It's
Yeah,
very
I mean, it is. And when, in a slightly interesting comical way, discussing it, when he said, about there's no one at home, we're just discussing Ezra's mental state at that point, that there's no one at home. Because, I mean, the whole thing, I've been following it because obviously I have an interest from things like the Flash and whatnot. And just, I love crazy shit like this. I mean, we've seen the stuff that's going on with Anne Heche. That's, again, with both these cases, there is some sort of extreme mental health problem, I think, going on clearly.
Question: what's going on with Anne Heche? What
Anne
happened?
Heche?
Yeah.
She had a obviously she's had like major problems with drugs and alcohol and stuff and family problems. She was in a very, very bad high-speed car crash she crashed into a garage in a car, and then when people tried to stop her to get her out of the car, to basically say get out, she just sped off. And then doing about 90 plus miles an hour, she smashed into a house, totaled the front of the house.
She's critical.
She's in a bad way because there's a really bad fire. Her car is basically just like went down to shell. It destroyed and set fire to this poor woman's house she crashed into. So the entire house has gone up.
No fucking way.
The thing with Anne Heche, she was trapped in the car because people were trying to get her out and they couldn't get her out. She was in the car, I think, for half an hour. And I don't know how she didn't die then, because if you can find images of it, Alex, the car was just is just a shell. Yeah, so she's now in hospital. They put her in a coma.
That ought to keep her away from people and not a threat to other people.
But the telling thing is someone had obviously taken a snap of her when I think she'd hit the garage and she was reversing back. And she was telling somebody, and you could see a bottle of what looks suspiciously like vodka in the footwell. So, yeah, she's not in a good way. That's for sure.
I had no idea this was going on. We have got images. I'm just uploading them now.
Oh, hell yeah. Real quick, for those of you driving cars, always carry at least a knife on you, something that you can cut a seatbelt with when you crash your car.
Oh, not in the UK. You can't do that in the UK. You can't put a knife in your car in the UK.
You can't really do that in some parts here in California. I don't give a shit, dude. I'm not gonna get caught in a car and end up like that, dude. I'm not gonna.
So there you go. There's the car being towed away.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's plastic. Yeah, brake right there.
That's it being pulled away for the tow truck. So it's obviously, it's always fascinating when they pull a car away and all the things start pulling off and falling off. That's sad, isn't it? I mean, there's so many cries for help at the moment in Hollywood. You makes you wonder what the fuck is going on in Hollywood for these people to suddenly start sort of something must click and be like, I can't fucking do this shit anymore. It's the life that a lot of people dream for. People would love to be the rich and famous Ezra Miller. But what is it about it that's so torturous?
With him, it's just he went off the rails, dude. Like, here's your career. He's like, cool, thanks, and he just fucking like took off and went. I don't know what the fuck.
As quick as a flash.
Yeah, there you go, man.
I mean, like with Anne Heche, there's major issues with her from I think she was abused as a child and there's been drugs and alcohol, mental health breakdowns, and unfortunately the next chapter of that happening, and hopefully she'll be okay. But with Miller, I just can't get my head around it, and there's clearly something wrong with him. This is not the behavior of a person who's balanced.
Like,
sorry, go on, Dave.
I was gonna ask him, was he born in Florida? Like, is he a Florida man that we don't?
Why? Isn't it? Well, yeah, I get the joke now. Sorry.
Yeah. Like a flash, yeah. Again, but yeah, it's just the weirdest thing with him. I don't get it. I mean, what is it? He's been accused of breaking, entering a couple of times, theft, assault. He was getting into fist fights in bars. He was hitting women. He's supposed to be grooming a 12-year-old girl. So
was he like holding somebody hostage too at a house like a while ago?
it was something like that. I am really looking forward to the Flash press junket when they release the film, because we'll sit you down with Ezra, and the first question won't be, so what was it like working on getting your own Flash film and working with Keaton people and Affleck? You'll be like, Ezra, what the fuck happened? And he'll be going, Are
there any actors that look just like Ezra Miller that we can just like swap? Literally,
there's a guy I follow on Twitter, who's an actor who I actually it's awful. I've gone blank on his name, but he'd be a really good person if they want to slot somebody in to play the Flash. Alternatively, we get the guy from the TV series.
Some people are calling for Donald Gleason. Donald Gleason from Star
son of Jackie Gleason.
Donald Gleason played the wait there a second, let me find him.
Or maybe the grandson of Jackie Gleason, comedian.
He was in everything at the moment. Donald Gleason. He was in the Peter Rabbit movie. He was in Star Wars. He was in Ex Machina. He's the guy that goes to the house in Ex Machina.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was the guy who played the little weird-eyed guy in Dread. He was also, yeah, you're right. He's that guy.
Yeah. He actually looks more like you would expect. For the Flash. Yeah, I can see that. What they could do, if they want to make real impact, is recast the Flash. Now, you see it a lot in the film industry. They don't allude to the fact they've recast it; they just carry on, right? So This is my theory. I want to see how Hollywood will respond to this. I want to see how the world will respond to this, because we're seeing a lot of changes in the way people are being cast. So I say recast the Flash and use Precious.
They're Precious?
Make no mention of it. Don't discuss it. Just bam, straight there.
I would actually pay to see that, yeah.
We were talking about this last week. We were talking about obviously just pushing Johnny Depp in place of Amber Heard as to play Mirror. Just even if it doesn't look like her, it doesn't even dress like her, just like Johnny Depp just going, oh, so you can breathe underwater, huh?
What's with all these fish doing here? Why are we in the water? But yeah, I was going to say that too, because I don't think the way Warner Brothers handled the whole, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation, they really doubled down on Amber Heard, considering she's a terrible fucking cunt. And Johnny's just an innocent, poor guy who just got caught up in the craziness. And
I don't think Johnny's innocent. I don't think Johnny's innocent, but you need to be equal. You definitely need to be equal in this situation. And
this is the thing. Do you not find it strange that so we'll use the Heard and Depp situation. So they so they might have slashed her role down to say 2 minutes in the next Aquaman film, but she's kept her career. But when all this started, Johnny Depp literally gone. It's like if he was stuff on a table, they've taken the entire stuff on the table and just pushed it off, let it smash and thrown it.
Exactly.
And I can't get my head around that. To me,
Well, Ezra Miller is a mess. I hope he turns it around. I hope he does a Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was obviously famously in and out of prison, broke his parole, blah, 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 blah. Now he's Robert Downey Jr.,
Honestly, thank God for Burger King.
For Burger King.
You guys know the story, right?
Go on, tell us.
After a really long binger with fucking alcohol and heroin and shit like that, Robert Downey Jr. went and got Burger King, and he started eating it, and he's like, wow, this is a terrible fucking hamburger. This is the worst fucking hamburger I've ever had. And he decided then at that spot he wasn't going to do drugs and alcohol anymore. And he got sober and clean and everything, and ever since then he's been clean and sober. That's why it was kind of a little callback when he did the Iron Man movie. At the very end, they have him a bag of Burger King burgers.
Oh, right, that's beautiful.
I never
actually.
knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of poetic. That's really
Mhm.
nice. Right, moving on from this story, Ezra. I hope you sort your life. But is that? Oh, I don't want to. There's no coming back for if he is a predator, like they've said. There's no. I don't. In my eyes, there's no coming back. If he has been
That's like R. Kelly
allegedly
coming back.
grooming a girl, get the fuck out of Hollywood.
Yeah,
Stay away from.
I wouldn't put money on R. Kelly coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. By the way, I need to announce that we do have another guest coming in at 9:00 in about 35 minutes.
Right.
We've got some serious beef with a wrestler who's going to come and going to tell us his thoughts, and we have the Ginger Ninja coming in and speaking to us from Wrestling with the Champ. You know, he's a serious guy. He's an athlete. He's a pro, and he's going to come and talk to us about you know, his life. Things. So at 9:00 we do have another guest coming in. Ryan adds Robert Downey Jr. wasn't grooming kids though. I just said that.
Yeah.
I don't think Miller gets redemption after that. It's just a one-way ticket to the wood chip.
I agree with that.
Right, James, have you got any talking points? Anything you want to get off your chest today?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of hit upon this. This is like a Room 101 situation, something I really want to destroy because we're only allowed.
Is this something for the incinerator for later, or
possibly?
If it's
yeah.
something
So
you
maybe
want to
I'll
save
hold
for
it. I'll save it for the incinerator. I'll save it for that.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. We can save that for the incinerator because you're going to go head to head with the Ginger Ninja on the incinerator. So if you think it's worth it, we'll save it for later. But David, you mentioned a story that happened two nights ago. We've got some news about a particular person's house and the FBI.
Yeah.
What happened, David?
Never in the history of America has the FBI raided a former president's home. And
It's a different one, isn't it?
It's like, okay, like knowing American history, like there's a part of me that really hates the FBI, considering what, you know, their assassination with, you know, Martin Luther King and their hand in Malcolm X and Chairman Fred Hampton of the Black Panthers, all the shit that they were doing, trying to dismantle, you know, the organization of black groups just trying to come together in self-defense to just be people. And like it makes me hate them, but at the same time, like when they actually did the shit to Trump, it's I'm like, okay, I'm interested, go on. But apparently they only raided the home for classified documents that he took from the White House. Like, he took his work home with him? What a fucking nerd, dude! Like, what are you doing?
Well, you know what? It's a serious thing. Like, why do you take classified documents home with you?
If I was like, take, I wonder.
Well, the thing is, legally, you cannot do that. The idea is that if you are president, whatever happens, wherever, and a lot of it is a hangover, as I understand it, from the Nixon issues. Everything you've got for any president, it goes into storage, and it becomes either complete classified documents, or it gets archived and sent to your library. So, yeah, what was he taking home with him?
Ryan says
he was flushing down the loo.
By the way, I think America moved the goalposts on what is legal and what isn't legal all the time.
Okay, like, so taking classified government documents to your own personal home isn't illegal, Ryan? Okay, weird.
World War II, they were like, oh yeah, we liberated the concentration camps, and then they opened their own concentration camp on the US Mexico border. So I mean, like,
I thought you meant beforehand. I was like, yeah, the internment camps is what
the Japanese
internment camps. Yeah, the Japanese. Yeah.
I was like, we did that way before any of that. We found the fucking concentration camps. We did that like as soon as the first bomb dropped on Pearl Harbor. Like, oh, all the Japs in the fucking camp.
In my eyes, the Trump, his team around him I don't know why they haven't been arrested for the insurrection.
For treason.
Treason, which George has just said. They could have arrested him for treason, possibly. I think when you behave the way Trump has, you cannot complain about how people react to that, because you know he did him and his people. The insurrection happened because of the way they moved their pieces around the board. You know, you can't deny that. And if you're taking classified papers home and trying to flush them down the toilet or hide them, whatever it is he's doing, I mean, I'm sorry, but anybody that would take papers from a government building
Yeah, I don't think
home,
you're allowed to do that at all, man.
you're not allowed to do that.
And,
You're not allowed to.
and I think it is more the fact that it is administration's paperwork. And either you are supposed to hold on to it, you're not supposed to be. There's supposed to be a record of every bit of documentation for the president, what's happened for any president. So you'll go back and find it for whoever you want. But with him, the toilet thing is.
He's trying to flush it. I'm just trying to flush these documents down my toilet. Okay, leave me alone.
Ryan just popped up and said, did I just compare illegal immigration detention to Auschwitz? Whether I'm talking about concentration camps in World War II or the immigration centers that America are building, it's about the treatment of people. It's not a comparison in the way that how the Nazis treated the Jews, which is terrible. What I'm saying is the way to treat people and the detention centers. From what has been reported, is not how you treat people. But we won't get into that. This is meant to be a fun show.
No human being should be illegal, and borders are scars on face of the planet. What's up?
Moose says, sending good wishes, bro. Happy anniversary to you and Becca.
Oh, that's right.
Great day.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Moose. And Mrs. Moose.
Yeah, he's probably making another mini moose right now.
Don't do that. Get an abortion.
No, don't fucking say that. Oh, okay, right. We're moving on.
Stand by my beliefs.
This week I have watched, I believe, my movie of the year, which is probably going to piss a lot of people off. I don't understand why though. And I'm talking about Prey.
You watched it already?
I watched it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Man, okay, I'm really excited for this movie.
Right. Okay. This film is amazing.
Okay.
Right? I was whooping, I was cheering, I was getting emotional throughout the film. If a film moves me in that way, it's good. It's got to be good, and that's for me. I don't give a shit what people think. I really enjoyed this film. A lot of people are naysaying about this film and giving
a lot of insecure guys with their.
I mean, I've seen it. There are little things I could nitpick on it, but for the most part, I went into it expecting that I'd be really unimpressed. And I think, like you, Alex, I was like, wow, yeah. The fact that a guy on YouTube who's called the Critical Drinker, who expected it to be a complete disaster, has turned around and said it was actually far better than he thought it'd be, and he enjoyed it, tells you it's good.
Okay, wow. So my thing is just like the story. You know, all I care about was the story. I don't care who's in it. I don't care what they're doing. Like, I just want to have a good fucking story and be entertained and be moved. And this movie looks like it, and I just can't wait to watch it.
What's the oh shit? Is it Comanche? Is it Comanche? It's Comanche, isn't it?
Comanche? The Comanche?
Comanche. It's based in the Comanche, and you can have a Comanche dub.
I'd heard that.
There's a dub for traditional Comanche. Am I pronouncing this wrong? My Native American history knowledge is terrible because I'm not American. But there was a dub.
They try to bury him, and they're like, "Oh yeah."
Ryan agrees. He said Prey was so fucking good, and he's like, he's hard.
He hates everything. Yeah, Ryan hates everything. This guy hated Mad Max Fury Road.
Intense. George as well. He says Prey was phenomenal.
Across the board, people like it. That's
the thing. There's a lot of people trying to drag it down, and I don't understand why. The CGI is terrible, and I've got the only explanation I can come of is because of this.
I think it's her.
It's a female protagonist. But she is amazing. Like her across the board, the acting's pretty good. Even from the guy who plays the Predator himself, the way he acts and moves, and even the way he kind of stops and stares at things and looks at things, you can almost feel that kind of emotion from him, and it's really weird, isn't it? Because it's a guy in a suit, but like I don't know, it's
well, that's good. That's a good thing because even when they did Star Wars, the original trilogy, and they had a dwarf inside R2-D2, named Kenny Baker. And George Lucas told him, like, hey, like, you know, when you're scared, you need to act scared. Even though we cannot see you, you need to yourself be scared. When you're happy, you need to smile and everything. And he was giving off those same emotions that you see in R2-D2. And that's why,
Hi, George.
even for like it's just us watching the movie.
Sorry, George has just joined us.
I think he's at work.
Let me turn off the camera, George. Turn off the camera. How are you? You good?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can.
A little windy, but yeah.
Yeah, they can hear you. Can you hear us?
I figured I would just call in since I couldn't be there and be the first.
Hey, George is the first
There you
person to
go.
call into the show. How's your day
I
going?
wanted to jump in on those. It's going all right, man. Busy down by the beach. But I definitely want to talk about Prey. I know David hasn't seen it yet, but it's crazy because I understand that like some people just want to hate just to hate, and the movie itself was incredible. It kind of like brought you right back to like Predator 1. You really feel, for the protagonist.
Absolutely, and I feel you're right that the female protagonist thing, that just because it's a female, and maybe I don't know, why do guys get threatened by that? When England women's team won the World Cup, the guys' comments were just terrible. I think it's got to be something to do with that.
I think a lot of the problem on the female protagonist thing, where people do get upset, is that you've seen a lot, and I have no problem with it. I think she was brilliant in it. The problem you see a lot, I think, on other things is that automatically the female protagonist, the male character, have to be complete idiots, and that's where I think you get a lot of the issues. But there's none of that in Prey, and I like that. Nobody was any worse than anybody else in it.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Mad Max Fury Road then.
Yeah, it was
Furiosa was more
great.
fun.
I mean, like, yeah, Furiosa she was kind of a rough character, but she was like hard. She had to be hard.
This is why sometimes I hate you, Ryan.
She was.
Ryan just put Fury Road was trash, David. Well, George, you're driving, you're at work. Thank you so much for calling in today. It was really great to hear from you, and hopefully we'll get you back next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, to everyone else that's listening, call in. What's your opinion?
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
All right, boys.
All right, George, be safe. Love you, brother.
See you later.
Love you, man. Love you.
All right.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Right, that was good. That kind of worked okay. The background noise is because he's in and out of his truck working.
He's by the beach. It's really windy over there, so it's kind of windy over here too. I'm not too far.
Ryan said, "Bastard beat me too." I was going to do the same. I think Moose was going to do. I like having people call in. Now, if you want to call into the show, just hit me up on Facebook Messenger. If you know my number personally, I can't give it out at the moment because it's my personal, even though it's on my business card.
Because we have so many viewers, Alex doesn't want to get bombarded with
millions of people just ringing me all the time.
Yeah, day and night. You don't want those 2 a.m. sort of kind of stalkery calls. So I get that.
What are you wearing? What do you smell like when you sleep?
I do have a fun story. We've done a lot of geeky stuff. We'll move away from Prey. David, you haven't got anything else to add on to Prey, have you? You gonna watch it this week?
I'm definitely gonna watch it, and it just kind of reminds me of what was going on when Mad Max Fury Road came out, when everybody like realized that there was going to be a lot predominantly women in the movie. And everyone just freaked the fuck out. Like everyone got so upset. They're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this movie. I'm gonna boycott and everything."
Yeah, it is bad. I mean, I feel like it's a scapegoat for a lot of people that when say Captain Marvel, for example, Captain Marvel wasn't as bad as people made out it to be. I know that there are problems with Brie Larson and the effect she has on the cast. I know she can be quite a fiery character and she's quite demanding. But as a film, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it deserved the hate it got. Not at all.
I gotta check it out. It's one
the only thing I'd say on Prey that was, and you get, what I'm saying, suspending disbelief. You talk about a giant alien killer that's hunting people down. But the only thing that I found that amused me, we'll say, is the lead actress in it. If you look at the height difference, that's the only thing.
She's not the tallest person in the world.
She's only a slight lady. But
That just goes to show don't
Yeah.
fuck with women
mean,
if they think they're small. And
The same thing with Arnold in the original Predator. He was like dwarfed by that fucking Predator.
yeah, absolutely. Ryan chimes in and says Captain Marvel wasn't the worst MCU film, but it was nowhere near the top of the list. I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think it was an amazing movie. It wasn't nothing to marvel over, but it wasn't the worst either. I do have a fun story to to share with you. I saw this story. I thought we got to talk about this on the show. And the headline reads: "Drunk bloke buried alive in coffin, only realised when he tried to get up and pee."
okay,
What
the
Yeah.
Where's the story? Oh, here we go. This is from the Daily Star, and it's revolving Victor Hugo Mika Alvarez, 30. Said he drank until he passed out, and was then
what was he
used.
drinking?
Probably tequila, I guess, probably.
He was then used as an offering to Mother Earth as part of a ceremony of indigenous people in Bolivia.
Wow. Okay.
They say that, or is it just somebody really pissed off?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Look at him. Just lying in his own sick. A drunk bloke. This is definitely the Daily Star when you start off a story written with a drunk bloke.
Yeah.
A drunk bloke was buried alive in a coffin after passing out at a weird ceremony. It's not weird, it's cultural, idiots.
Yeah.
And they only realized when we got a phone call coming through.
Oh, is it news?
You're live on Inglorious Barstools. How may I help you?
Hi, is this the gay hotline?
No, but
This
it can
show's
be.
mortuary. You
Surprised.
stab him, we slap him.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone doing?
You all right?
Yeah, golden.
How's your anniversary going?
Yeah, I've been perpetually pissed in a paddock for the last 6 days. It's been great.
Nice.
In a paddock?
Yeah, it was the only word I can think of that it's kind of like a field, but it starts with P.
Pissed in a paddock.
Yeah.
Just perpetually pissed in a paddock. Pterodactyl.
Nice. So
It
where
does start
are
with
you?
I'm back home now, but we're family time in Tick Garden.
That's how we do it. That's how
And
we
this
do
is
it.
your escape,
Right.
is it? To ring up. Understood.
He won't say he loves us.
Oh yeah, like a gunshot to the head.
Yeah. Have you ever been so drunk you've woken up in a coffin before?
Yeah. I thought that was a given.
Fortunately, no.
I'm obviously not there this week, but I've still got things that need to be brought up that have not been brought up and might not be brought up. The main one being over the last 7 days, all the pathetic little children have decided to try and cancel Metallica. I think that needs to be brought up.
Oh yeah.
What's that all about? I've not heard that one.
Also, the YouTube boxing scene it's not a massive thing that appears on the podcast a lot, but it's everything has been cancelled, and that might be something that's worth looking into a look through because it's quite a mirthy thing.
Well, cancel culture is a bit of a cancer at the moment in the entertainment industry. I think you cannot cancel Eminem. You cannot cancel Metallica. These
Eventually
guys are
they'll
too
implode
big.
on themselves. Yeah.
Damn right. But anyway, I will drop that microphone there, and I will open up those chatting abilities. I shall bounce. I shall hope you all have a great show, and I shall see you next week.
Moose, we love you, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Have fun.
Goodbye,
Have fun with the
everybody
missus.
out there in the world. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Happy
See you
anniversary.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, this is working quite well. These calls, I quite like it.
That's an interesting point, though, on the cancel culture, because it is literally it's immediate cancellation,
Mm-hmm.
and again, I guess you can say it with with Depp and a lot of other things, the cancel is just like as soon as there's something, as soon as even a whiff of anything, and there's no, in a lot of situations, there's no proof of anything. It's like, boom, person's gone. Their entire career is erased.
I mean, that's exactly what happened to Depp. As soon as the allegations came out, everyone just dropped them.
Yeah.
Really sad,
to me, that's not right in any
Mhm.
shape or form. I'm not saying that if you have committed an offence, you should be. I'm not sort of saying for someone like, we'll go with R. Kelly because we mentioned him. I'm saying, yeah, let's keep our R. Kelly stuff going. Nope, guys, a heinous criminal is where he should be. He belongs to be. He's in prison. You
Mhm.
can't keep, playing remix to the Ignition forever and a day sort of thing and allow him to get royalties.
This is the remix edition of my song about pissing.
But to just cancel something because someone's upset by it or because something has allegedly happened does not sit well with me at all.
Yeah, it's not like a final verdict, It's just not right.
And it's okay. So Metallica getting cancelled in 2002, dubbed strangest thing by fans. This is from Hitsy. I just found the first website I found. American heavy metal band Metallica face the threat of being cancelled on social media, ironically, after the young fan base of Netflix show Stranger Things discovered the band at Dexerto reports. What that means. The cancel culture has become a phenomenon in recent years when a group of internet users turn against an individual or group if they don't agree with their past opinions or perceived actions. A number of public figures, celebrities, and bands have received the treatment in recent years, and now Metallica faced cancellation on social media after a video criticizing the band on TikTok went viral. Metallica faced cancellation on social media after TikTok. The TikTok creates videos. The video about Metallica alleges problematic past behavior, and the clip started trending after a hashtag "Is your fave problematic?" True Blood's allegations of is it True Blood that's done that? Allegations of problematic past behavior includes claims of a salute on stage, the mocking of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, and a racist slur. These guys have been going since the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, life was different back then. Like,
I thought they would be getting mad at Lars trying to, his whole lawsuit with Napster and stealing their music and everything. I thought that's what they're going to be canceling. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here?
Ryan says cancel culture is a cancer and a plague that needs to go the fuck away.
Eventually it will.
Well done, man.
Eventually it will.
They've tried it with Dave Chappelle recently, and it got almost not, I won't say to the top, but like a venue where Dave Chappelle was about to perform at cancelled hours before he went on stage.
Yeah.
And that's how far it got. And so Dave
Holy
Chappelle went
shit, dude.
And Dave Chappelle was like, okay, fine. And he went and found where Chris Rock and Kevin Hart were, and he jumped on stage with them instead.
To try and cancel Dave Chappelle is just, I love Dave Chappelle.
Honestly, I love his stuff. If I were in that position and I had gotten canceled, I would have liked to have known before I left my fucking house and had all this shit planned out and spent all this money to get everything ready. Yeah. And hours before a performance, I would be so fucking pissed.
Moose says racist. The drummer is from Europe, the bassist is from Mexico, and the guitarist is from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ryan says First Avenue can suck a giant dick after that Chappelle stunt. Yeah, we agree. I'm sure there's a lawsuit in that. I'm pretty sure they can't just cancel at the last minute like that.
If it's in the contract, then yes, he can sue. But if it's not in the contract, then I don't know.
But like I said, Dave Chappelle was like, "Fuck you guys, then I'll go and chill out with Chris Rock and Kevin Hart." Like,
bitch, you know what I want?
It went over people's head what he was trying to say. He was trying to say that the as good as it is to have an LGBTQ plus community, and that it can be supportive and a place where they can be accepted, they're fucking toxic, and they turn on each other and they turn on other people.
Yeah,
they turn on their own. But have you seen The Closer, his show?
The latest Netflix one? No, I have not.
Yeah, so. The argument that came from it is people who of the trans community were not happy, But his entire conversation is, yes, with comedy discussed some things he'd said against them that were not nice, but he discussed specifically his friend who was trans, who'd stuck up for him.
She was a comedian
who he'd worked with, and had basically been hounded out by other trans people, and it got so bad that the lady killed herself.
Yeah.
So I cannot get my head around it, because I just cannot get my head around that at all. It was a very hard thing to watch, because you could see how much the loss of his friend had affected him, and I found it an emotional thing to watch. He was not trying to make a point that he was against trans people at all. He was trying to discuss what happened to his friend.
And toxicity, yeah, of course. Of course, Twitter's a fucking cesspit for it all. And by the way, when I said they're fucking toxic, I didn't mean everybody. I mean the community. There was a probably a minority of the community that are just turning on people.
Very loud.
And that's what cancel culture can do. They believe that they're right about a certain thing, and they all get together and they ooh, and Metallica have been doing very well for the last fucking nearly 40 years. They don't need you, Stranger Things supporters. They didn't need Stranger Things in the first place. They were doing all right as it is.
Yeah, they were doing well off. Yeah, exactly. They're living in their mansions. They're living it up. They're fine, dude. Like, that's...
If anything, Hetfield was probably like, "What's this now?"
He's like, "The fuck is cancel culture?" Like, huh?
I was slightly amused when you had all the people who were they are kids. The hell, I'm old enough to be the parent of probably most of these people are fans of it, but they're going like, "Wow, we found Metallica, we found Kate Bush," and I'm like, "Wow, I was there when this stuff started out."
I was surprised. I've been listening to Kate Bush for years. Yeah, I've been listening to Kate Bush for years, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, where's she?" I'm like, where have you guys been? Like, what the fuck? Like, because it's in the show, all of a sudden, she becomes relevant now? Like, come on. She's always been relevant.
I had a kid come up to me, a teenager, and was like, "Eminem, yo, rap god." I was like, "No, Eminem bagpipes from Baghdad." Fucking, it goes way back further than fucking rap god. It's great. It's great to see that young kids are kind of getting in touch with what we enjoy, but obviously, like, these things have reiterations, and you're right.
I don't agree with that. I don't I don't like the younger generation starting to dress in the clothing when I grew, like in the 90s, when growing up as a kid, like the shit that I wore
jeans and shit.
Like the baggy jeans.
I've got to be honest, I do know what you mean, because I was looking around at some kids recently. I'm like, you dress like I was.
Yeah,
like
you see that shit? You see that shit? It's like, yo, hey, slow the fuck down. Like, let me just get a little older, and then you could start dressing like that. Like, don't fucking do this shit to me, man. Like, don't fucking do this, man. I don't know. It really pisses me off, dude. It just, I don't know.
Well, we do. Oh, Ryan Scott. Kind of like the people that Post Malone discovered. I think that Post Malone discovered Ozzy after that terrible song. It's gonna happen, man. Because go on, James. Sorry.
No, I was just to say, it reminds me of when Kanye West teamed up with, who was it? Was it Rihanna? And you had kids and Paul McCartney, and kids actually thought he discovered Paul McCartney. Like, kids were actually going, "Who's this Paul McCartney guy that he's working with? Is he discovered it?"
Honestly, and I know you. I said it before, and you guys would probably take offense, but I'd probably give more of a shit if that was the real Paul McCartney.
Oh, here we go. The conspiracy that he died and they replaced him. A bit like the Avril Lavigne clone thing. Was it something to do with Meg White as well? Wasn't Meg White supposed to have died? I don't know. Yeah, these amazing myths about
cloning programs, and
I don't know, man. It made sense to me. I was like, huh? Paul McCartney died a long time ago?
To be fair, if Avril Lavigne was a clone, it'd make a lot of sense, because she still looks fucking amazing. That'd be funny. She doesn't look like she's aged at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Victor before we get our guest will be on very soon. I'm really looking forward to meeting the Ginger Ninja. You guys, you're in for a treat. Just stick around, all right? Maybe I'll take the banner off and we'll hold it. Maybe, I don't know, if you want to speak to the Ginger Ninja, We'll leave the phones open, actually. That's a good idea.
Mm.
Back to Victor, sorry. So Victor Hugo Alvarez, 30, attended a ceremony dedicated to the Toba people of South America, an indigenous population spread across Argentina, Paraguay, and Bolivia, where this party was. Alvarez was invited by a mate to have a few beers at the ceremony, and he says ended up being given up as a sacrifice the Pachamama or Mother Earth.
I think I might start running parties like this for a few people I don't like.
I'd be honored if I was the one chosen for a sacrifice for Mother Earth. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll volunteer.
There is definitely an honor there.
It says here, we've gone dancing. I'm the guide, and I don't remember anymore. The only thing I remember is that I thought I was in my bed, and I got up to pee, and I couldn't move anymore. And when I pushed the coffin, I barely broke the glass.
The glass.
Dirt began to enter, so I managed to get out. I have been buried. He told the local media. The young man broke out of the coffin and asked the nearby person for help, and he thought he was brought to a police station. Other reports state that he was found wandering around El Alto, the second largest city in Bolivia. He himself said that the ceremony was Acacachi, was in Acacachi, a town near the store in El Alto. That's pretty cool story. Imagine one of those things. I was buried alive once.
Bust out like Beatrix Kiddo, just fucking, the punch over and over again. Fucking.
I thought my friend Lyndon pulled some weird pranks on me, but I really hope hope this doesn't give him any ideas. Actually, he's reading this in the paper.
Yeah.
They went Home Not Alone 3. Right, we bury him in the back garden.
That's an amazing scene.
So does that mean the ceremony didn't work? Like they didn't do it right? If he's alive still?
I wonder if they tried to off him, and it just didn't, like you said, just didn't work.
Yeah. Like if that was the thing.
Maybe he's like Keith Richards and he can't be killed.
I don't think he's ever gonna die, dude.
Trying to sort out my green screen because it's like
he's been around in a time before rock and roll, and he's gonna be here after. It reminds me of Lemmy. I don't know. I love Motorhead and I love Lemmy, and I miss him a lot.
Isn't there a brass bust of him leaning against the bar somewhere in LA?
Yeah, the Rainbow Room, yes, where he used to sit by the little slot machine. Yep. I need to go and visit and pay tribute. But Lemmy's been with me, man. My subconscious, I keep having. A lot of times when I have a nightmare, Lemmy's always the one there to try and get me out of it.
Oh my god, that's beautiful, Dave.
It is the most.
Wow.
There's been a few nightmares that I've had, and he's been there. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, Lemmy, help me out."
That's probably the most vulnerable you've ever been on the show. Right. Okay. We've got a guy backstage who I am eager to speak to. I'm going to give him a proper announcement. Moose says that's beautiful, but
I'll tell you guys about it. I'll tell you guys about it another time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try playing some music. Hopefully we won't get pulled for this. Hopefully this works.
You're canceled. Copyright. No.
Entering the broadcast, weighing significantly more than he did last week. Let's call it a carb loading. He is the kung fu kicking, karate chopping, Kia Picanto driving, lady loving, Mick Hucknall of wrestling. Give it up for the Ginger Ninja.
How do?
Yes. How's it
Everyone's going wild.
It's all right. Just give me a second. I'm just going to warm up if that's all right. Hang on.
Axe Old Spice body spray.
That's definitely deep heat.
Deep heat. Ginger, just a question for your toughness. Do you spray it on your nuts as well?
All over. It's like the thing is you've got to not distinguish, because if you start going, I'm only putting it there. That's like people are thinking, is that a weakness?
Yeah.
So
weak spot. It can get you. Yeah.
So this would just broadcast it just a quick one. But if it were for a match, I've got 2 guys, can each, so I've got 4 cans going, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, like head to toe, eyes open, mouth open, in the ears. Actually, that's the worst, you know. You think it'd be your eyes or your asshole, but it's your ears. Yeah.
So I say you do the ring as well then.
Well, you know, it's not the only squared circle I'm a fan of. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
We've got a question in the comments, Mr. Ninja.
Great.
From Moose Cooper. He says, "Hi, Ginger Ninja. Will you take the Jake Paul fight? Finally KO him in the dick?"
I will fight anyone. Like, I will fight him and you and your mum, right, at the same time. In fact, let's
old
do
women,
now,
young kids, doesn't matter. I just love fighting.
Seriously, right? So the secret to being a champ, right? And this is like a life lesson. I'm thinking of doing a book actually, Champ Wisdom, right? Secret to success: take every fucking opportunity you have, right, to win, right?
Hold on, you can't use that title. That's a Mills and Boon book already.
Wait. Even if you're not supposed to be there, right? Take, for example, one of my most famous victories, right, was in the very first all-female competition we ran in the PWF.
Yeah.
No one expected me to come out as the champion of WrestleLabia, but that's how it happened. So,
I like it. You got him. You surprised him. I'm interested, Ginger. If you you're saying you'll take on anybody and fight them. So, like, if you fought Mick Hucknall, would you like cancel each other out?
Hang on. Is this a trick question about cancel culture? Because I've got something to say about that, right? Because I was preloading.
All right,
preloading at Green Room when you're on about that. And let me tell you this, right? 35 years, right? 35 years, 35 championships. I've done some shit. I have done some weird, fucked up shit that you'd be upset about, right? But you know why I've never been cancelled? Nobody knows who the fuck I am. That's it, right? Don't have a profile. Don't get famous. You won't get cancelled. Easy.
Yeah. I did wonder if it could be that no one had seen you. I wonder if that could be the key to your success.
Mate, look, don't start coming at me, giving it all big Billy bollocks, right? Until you can say, like me, you've sold out like a Weatherspoons, Harvesters, and the occasional Lloyds 3 nights in a row. All right? And
okay.
I'm talking I'm talking about the fancy ones, like Sober Bridge, Ebden Bridge, all the bridges.
Yeah.
All the
ones
bridges
that used to be like the ones that used to be cinemas, the classy joints.
Mate, I don't do classy joints, right? I do proper wrestling, right? There's none of this
trashy
glitz
joints
and glamour. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, not just spit and sawdust, but like where the sawdust spits at you. That's the kind of place.
That's kind of piss on the floor. You could spit anywhere. Yeah.
So
right.
do you want to,
cool place.
by the
false
way,
teeth on the floor too.
false teeth.
Glass eyes.
False teeth.
Have you ever knocked anyone's false teeth out?
Real teeth. Not
Real
real
teeth.
teeth out. Put the false teeth in, and then knock those fuckers out as well. Do it properly.
I like it. I'm going to use that as a life lesson. I like that. I remember that
I'm
one.
telling you, there's a book here.
Mr. Ninja, what are you drinking right now? What you got on the pipe there?
It's Lidl gin.
I'm running low on bourbon, and I'm going to drink my gin.
I don't think I believe that's Little Gin. I think that's like white spirit, isn't it?
Oh, moonshine.
To
Talk
be
America.
honest, does the same fucking job. Yeah. So, and it's actually cheaper than white spirit as well. So, a nicer bottle as well. Afterwards, you can put a candle in it, have it by bath when you need to chill out and relax.
Well, proper moonshine comes in a fucking milk gallon. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't do gallons over here, mate.
Well, this is America. Guess what?
Never heard of it.
We have a comment from Moose again. He says, out of the blue, boom, pocket sand. But Mr. Ninja, can you tell us what is the dirtiest move that you've ever pulled?
The old dick twist.
The nipple twister.
Grab his dick and twist it.
You know what? In desperate circumstances, right? You know that moment when you see and you think it's all over and they're gonna be counted out.
Right.
Twist your own dick. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Unexpected.
Twist your own dick. that shot of adrenaline, right? You'd fucking lift a camper van off you, right? Never mind Big Daddy or whoever's coming at you, Post Office Wanker or any of those. Like Steve the Priest, last fella I did it with. Aye, he didn't expect that. I mean, you walk funny for a week afterwards, but to be honest, at my age, with all injuries, you walk funny anyway, so fuck it.
Can I just check? When you did that in front of Steve the Priest, do you think Steve the Priest liked it?
Yeah. He was probably imagining you were a child. He's like, yeah.
I was going to say, were you a bit too old for him?
Can I just qualify? Steve the Priest is a priest and a wrestler, right? And a bit of a ladies' man as well. So we've got a whole roster of,
he's like Nacho Libre.
Well,
Nacho!
No. Look, we don't do any of those Nacho Libre bullshit. But I tell you what, we've got one of those. That's another chapter from my book. Yeah, right. When one door closes, another luchador opens.
Hey.
That's a poster. That's a poster. That is
Wonderful.
I like that.
Do you want to give a shout out to your wrestling league? Tell people.
Yeah. PWF. So like you might have heard of some other leagues like the Leisure League, Leisure Centre League, the Construction Workers League, that kind of thing. I mean, to be honest, when it comes to wrestling, there's not many leagues out there. I mean, there used to be that thing back in the day, WCW and WWF, but they fucked off. Don't know what happened to them.
Yeah.
So if you want real amateur professional wrestling, come to PWF. Yeah, we got flies and everything. Do you see that?
I did see that.
I'm not even doing a show,
No.
right? It's like, do you watch Boys? I reckon that's the same fly that's in the first 2 seasons of Boys. Could be.
Yeah.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, PWF, Pub Wrestling Federation, right? So like
Pub Wrestling Federation.
Really down and dirty, yeah. And to be honest, like we've been around a long time, and you're bound to have seen us because we've wrestled everywhere. We've been in the north, south, east, and west of Manchester. So like and sometimes we do Yorkshire as well. So like fucking international, innit? So
It is.
Well, let's talk about the locker room. How do you psych yourself up for a big fight, Mr. Ninja?
He twists his own dick.
No. Save that. Don't pull out special moves until you really need them. I like to do a lot of meditation.
How does he meditate?
Mindfulness in front of a mirror. Some people do it with a candle, but I burnt my wig. I burnt my hair once. I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Wig.
So I
No,
find
it's his real hair. He's just using he's just using a term.
yeah, I mean bonce. All these different fucking terms for it. So psych yourself up in front of that mirror. Yeah, like the kind of you sometimes see this like this positive affirmation. Yeah, you can do it. You're the best. Fuck that. That's all bollocks. Right?
What do you say? You're going to lose? I'm going to lose this match?
You're worthless.
Yeah,
You're a piece of shit. Yeah, that's it. You're scum. Psych yourself up good and proper. Be careful though. You got to fight line because a couple of times I had to pull out a fight because I fought mirror beforehand. Cut my hand off.
So you lost to yourself.
Yeah,
No, I won. Should see the other guy.
Yeah. My question is, Jim,
He was all cut
when
up.
you're psyching,
I nearly drank deep heat then. Hang on.
well, when you're psyching yourself up, do you use any role models? I'm thinking the way you've described it. Do you like maybe base yourself on that guy who's in Silence of the Lambs?
Well, it's interesting that you say that actually, because there's not real people. Because I've not found anybody in real life that I can look up to. Because I've beat them all, the fucking champ.
Yeah.
But movies is a great one, right? And actually, sometimes I'll use a movie to psych myself up, right, before I go into the ring. But other times, right, say I come up against a real sneaky bastard and he's fucking with me, right? Sometimes to put him off his game, right, I'll throw in some lines from my favourite movies. Kind
Taxi
of
Driver.
No.
You talking to me?
No.
You talking to me?
Well,
No?
I'm talking to everybody, mate. Hang on, right?
No, this is like a Taxi Driver.
I don't have to go yet, do I? No, right. So, right. So sometimes to throw him off the stride, right, I'll just come in and really get into the role and throw in a line from my favourite movie. And it just, honestly, the difference it makes, right? Just imagine, right? You're in the ring with me now. It's pretty even. You think you can have me. And then I'm like this. I never treated you like a prostitute. Pretty Woman. Fucking class movie. Yeah.
Do you
Oh, wait. Other one. Here we go. Like, you got me in headlock. Headlock like that. You think you've got me. And I'm like, come on then, bait me like one of your French girls. Yeah, fucks with them.
What the fuck?
Have you tried Bambi? Have you tried lines out of Bambi on
Oh,
them
mate,
yet?
mate. There's a fucking line here. All right, I don't want to make kids cry. Anyway, we're doing a show.
All right, I was waiting for you. I thought you had another one.
Yeah.
Right, okay, right. What we're gonna ask you to do, Mr. Ginger Ninja, is we're gonna play a game called the Incinerator. Do you remember the game called Room 101 with Frank Skinner, where they decided what was going to be sent into oblivion? No. Right.
Is that near Bolton?
Is it near Bolton?
Honestly, I'm barred from most at pubs there, so it's been a while.
We're going to ask you for a thing that you hate, and then James is going to give us a thing he hates, and we're going to decide which one gets sent into the incinerator. Right, so the incinerator. So the way this is going to work is me and David are going to be judges, and we're going to trying to agree, not go against each other, agree on which one should go into the incinerator. So we'll ask for a suggestion from James, and we'll ask for a suggestion from you, the champ, and then we'll go head to head with those. So as you were eager to get it out in the middle of the show, James. It must be really riling you right now. What is your first suggestion for the incinerator?
It is. I mean, the one that gets me is we only get about 2 to 3 days of summer, quote unquote summer in the UK. And what drives me mad is the fact that wasps and flies.
Oh, we get wasps quite a bit. Yeah, that's
swarming around you, creating problems. I mean, flies, at least I understand they serve a purpose. They eat dead stuff. Wasps, what is a wasp? It's about, it's as useful as a soul is to a ginger person.
Hey, fucking, don't you start that, mate. Look, we might be on fucking video screen, but don't think
I
that
work with
two. Come and get you.
He's fought a mirror before.
Two redheads. I know there's no soul there, mate.
Hey, you cannot use that word. That's our word. Back the fuck off.
What, soul or lack of?
Okay, you want to throw wasps and flies into the incinerator? Let's see if the Ginger Ninja has got something that can combat that. What would you like to throw into the incinerator, sir?
Mate, it's quite simple actually, and one thing I can't stand is arrogance. Yeah, fucking arrogant pricks do my head in. But people that think they've got the right to decide and be entitled. So I'd like to throw incinerators into the incinerator. Who the fuck do they think they are? Destroying everything? Who gives them the right? Where the fuck did that come from? Honestly, right? It's like, and they're acting like judge, jury, and executioner. Fuck them.
They're not Judge Judy Executioner.
You're going to throw the incinerator
Judge
into
Judy Executioner. That's a great show.
I'm pretty sure that's how you create a vortex, is throwing an incinerator inside an incinerator.
Mate,
Mate,
it's your show. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm a wrestler. You work it out, Alan. All right. So,
Ryan says I'm half ginger. Can I still say that word?
You can say the abbreviation or the other slang for that word. Not the hard R, Ryan.
Oh,
Ginger.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brunette. What gives you the right to decide that? Why don't we ask the ginger in the room?
Fuck you, I'm part Irish too.
That's the most intelligent thing you've said all night.
All night.
All right, okay. So David, we have to go with wasp and flies or the incinerator. Now, look, I'm going to give my 2 cents, and then you can give yours. But I'm kind of interested to see what happens when we throw the incinerator inside the incinerator. I like a vortex that will open up the gates of hell. Possibly.
Come on,
yeah.
Against wasps and flies, and I know wasps and flies are annoying, but they're kind of part of the food chain.
I got a street sweeper going by.
Oh, LA! How dare you guys have such clean streets?
How dare we have clean streets? Not like the fucking streets of fucking London in 1888, right?
Okay, so very quickly, what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the incinerator or the flies? He's pointed to.
Clearly, that street sweeper is earning their 25 cents or whatever they earn.
Yeah, they're getting on the podcast. Maybe I should ask them.
I don't know how much they earn. Honestly, I hope they make a living because they deserve it. But I'm going to go with the flies and wasps.
Oh,
What the
so we haven't
fuck
come
is
to an
going on?
agreement. Get in the chats. What would you guys say? The one vote will tip it over, the incinerator or the flies. We'll go into the next suggestion because we asked for two from you guys, and we'll ask the champ for the next one. What are you doing there, mate? What's that you got?
Stretchy pants.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Well, you got. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Some of my stretchy
I've got a
pants.
big show coming up, haven't I? So, yeah. No. This is. So it's important when you got a big show coming up to get a good night's sleep. So these are my pajamas. So making sure I had them there ready.
How often do you wash your wrestling attire? Does it smell like shit?
Next, mate. We're talking levels upon levels beyond that. Honestly, right? I'm a bit superstitious, which makes it a bit weird what I'm going to throw in incinerator next, if the fucking incinerator still exists. See, I like to keep on what I was wearing when I last won. You know, that kind of good luck thing happens a lot. Jock straps, that kind of thing. Thing is, I've won a lot. Like 35 years of winning.
Yeah.
So
I understand
mate,
what you're saying.
like-
I get it.
Mate, you don't want to get it. Trust me. Especially if I pull off crushing reality in you. You find finishing move, you finish up with your edge right there, and like you're probably dead before I drop you on canvas. So yeah.
Oh
Nasty.
my god, that's probably where the
Love it,
flies
though.
are coming from. You know, we need to do this now. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mr. Ninja, but I think for the people and their noses, we need to defeat the Ginger Ninja just so he washes his pants. There we go.
What?
But surely the smell
Well, I'll
helps
tell you what,
him
easiest
win.
thing is pour a bit of this
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home, he's pouring.
One for the
That'll
homies.
sort it out for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, the next suggestion for the incinerator, Mr. Champ, have you got something you'd like to throw in there?
He's just deep heating his balls. Just give him a
What, me
minute.
crotch? Fucking Zodiac. Not the killer, I liked him, but the star sign. Like, what the fuck's that about? It's like,
Astrological
don't
signs.
go
Okay, yeah.
categorizing people, right? That you don't, don't start using big words, mate. All right. Just
Yeah,
'cause,
it's
like, I've had
birthday
a couple of chair shots
racism,
in the
yeah.
head. Don't try
Yeah.
to take advantage, all right?
I'm trying to help you out.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Any Zodiacs
It's
watching
it's
right now? That
it's like
might...
you may as well like him. Like, yeah. That's it. It's a bit like me saying it's like what James was saying there about gingers, which I'm still not forgetting. Right? If I started going on,
You're
like,
on the list now,
you're
James.
beard, you can't
True,
come in
you
here,
will.
right, or whatever. Right? You can't do this with just because you were born in June. Fuck off. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's racist. That's exactly what it is. Thank you. Stop
Birthday
it.
racism, yeah.
I mean, what I'm going to say to you, Ginger, is that sort of response of not believing in Zodiac. That's a typical Gemini's response.
Mate.
James, love it.
Mate, you're causing yourself all sorts of problems there. Yeah.
So Aries. What did we say? Zodiac.
Oh, yeah.
All the zodiac
astrology.
signs.
Astrology. He didn't want to use a big word, but yes, all the zodiac.
No,
okay.
wait. I'm not putting everybody with a star sign in the incinerator. I'm not a lunatic.
You're saying
I'd be
everybody
like
who
killing
believes in the
entire
star sign,
population
right?
of the world and me.
I would be down for that.
I kind of like
not
that.
the people that. Wait, hang on.
What?
All right, yeah, fuck it, do that.
He said just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Humanity's gone.
Because
I
I'm
like
a
that.
Virgo, and they paint Virgos as being really sensitive and kind of wimpy, I guess. So I'm fine.
That's
with
exactly you.
that. Yeah, I'm a great lover, though. Remember that advert? Virgos make great lovers. James, what have you got to combat the zodiac signs?
So I just want to show hands. Who've got kids?
Do abortions count?
Fuck's sake.
Possibly. So yeah, what really get the 101 for me is people who let the kids in restaurants run wild, create noise, smash things up, generally be a little shit and do nothing about it, and seem to think it's all some giant, happy, funny thing. And I know people say to me things like, "Well, you used to be a child once," to which I say, "No, fuck off. I've always been a miserable 40-year-old man." From the start, that's been my general stance of dealing with things. So
One man.
control your kids.
Mr. Ginger Ninja.
Those kids running around, they're the SmackDown wrestlers of the future.
Well, that says everything that's wrong for SmackDown wrestling, doesn't it?
I want to see.
I
want to see the Ginger Ninja take on those kids.
Yeah,
that I'd support.
Yeah.
How many?
4 at a time.
5.
Is that okay?
I think that's a pretty good question. Like, mate, that's look. You want people to come and watch it. Like, bring on old school, like that.
Yeah.
They'll come at you in waves
against like 157-year-olds. Yeah. Like biting on my ankles, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There's a scene in
No
Bad
Mercy.
Santa where Billy Bob beats the shit out of a load of kids. And he's like, I just kicked the shit out of a load of kids. It's one of the best scenes ever. I love it.
I got to watch that movie. God damn it.
It's great. Okay, so I think misbehaving kids or the zodiac signs. David, what are you going to go for?
I mean, on one part of me thinks like, yeah, the zodiac sign shit is kind of like bullshit because like a lot of the girls, you'd meet at a party or at a bar, they're like, oh, what's your sign? It's like, man, fuck off, dude. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I want to know whether or not you're an asshole. Like, it doesn't matter what my fucking sign is. But on the other hand, I really don't fucking like kids because I really don't like humanity. And I'm all for abortions and stopping the problem at the source, which is having an abortion. Just get an abortion, we won't have kids.
Everyone who's got a star sign.
If I could Thanos snap all of humanity out of existence, I would. But I can't.
By the way, we need to get a T-shirt with hashtag fuck's sake David on it because this is. I feel like we repeat it like 8 times.
And on the back, let's say abortions for all.
Oh,
that's what it'll say.
Oh, fuck's sake, David.
There you go.
Make a great wrestling name.
Oh, good.
I got to go with the kids. I got to go with getting rid of those pieces of shit.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree. I've never been tested to see if I'm autistic, but there's something inside me that says your kids are being dicks. Why are you not telling them not to be dicks? Like that, you got to follow the rules. Right. Why are you not following the rules? It's really annoying me. It's getting to me that your kids are not following the rules. Why? And it kind of really, really grates on me. And as a kid, I discipline my kid. If he's been naughty, or I pull him up. So I'm sorry, naughty kids are going into the incinerator. So I think across the board as well, we've got Ryan says misbehaving kids.
Yep.
But we need to decide about flies in the incinerator, guys. Get into the in the chat so we can decide that. And that's it. That's the incinerator done with. Unless you got one more. Is there anything else that's really great? And I know I only asked you guys for 2, but if you got one more that you feel like's really like fucking getting on you, we can move past it if you like.
I'll throw it in.
People not buying tickets to my show in Edinburgh, but then that's probably my own fault because it's free. So if you're at the Fringe, come down and you can make up for it by giving donations. So there we go. We're at the Omni Centre, stage 4, every day, 4:15. Be there or miss it.
Yeah, tell us about the show. What are you guys? What can people expect to see at Edinburgh Fringe or the Fringe when you guys are doing?
Oh, mate. That's the best thing about it, right? People can expect whatever they want. What they're going to get is probably a lot of disappointment because we won't be able to deliver on their expectations. But in the show, right, I'm going to be there and it's going to be like a heart-to-heart. So Damien St. John, guy who I don't podcast with, if you've not checked it out. In fact, that thing there, Ginger Ninja Live, go there. It's got all details. Anyway, Damien's going to be there. He's going to interview me, ask me some really personal questions. And you know what I'm thinking about as well? I might do a bit of like on-the-spot training. So if you come down, I might see if you've got what it takes and train you to be a PWF champion. Well, obviously, not the champion because that's me, but like, nearly man, woman, person.
Would it be too much of an ask? Obviously, I've really enjoyed speaking to you, Mr. Ginger Ninja. But would it be too much of an ask if I asked you to go and get your manager Ant to talk to us about it? And are you happy sitting with us and talking to us? You don't want to hear from Ant. I mean, how would that go?
I mean, I run out of gin, so I can go and get another bottle if that's what you want to speak to that wanker. Yeah.
He's also the manager, is what he's saying. It's just him in another week.
Well, I've enjoyed speaking to you, Mr. Ginger Ninja. Go and get yourself another bottle and tell Ant that we just want a quick word of him, if that's okay, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ginger. It's been an experience.
It really has.
Appreciate you coming on.
Don't you fucking start again.
What a touchy Taurus you are, you soulless Taurus.
Oh, you heard that?
I'm a fucking Gemini.
I love this so much. I honestly, if you do want to hear more from the champ, you can definitely check out Wrestling with the Champ podcast. There's a ring announcer on that show that sounds very much like me. But no, the writing, the comedy, it's obviously a satire wrestling podcast. But it is very well written. It's I listened back to a few episodes. I mean, I was being really narcissistic. I was listening for my voice bits, but I enjoyed the show so much. I went back and listened to more and more episodes because the comedy is just perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that out there for a second when he's back up.
What I would say for the Ginger is obviously it's very good just for the fans just to see him for the sexy pose on the poster.
Yeah, I mean look at that.
I mean,
it's like a wrestling poster done by in a diva pose. I
would like to see the full body picture of it all. Like,
oh yeah,
come
to bed eyes.
Very nice to see you, my friend. How are you? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I do feel a bit like a wanker now coming on doing this bit, but yeah, I'm good. Really excited to be doing the Edinburgh Festival. So we, as Alex said, he's been done a couple of guest voices for us. I think at first you were the voice of Cox and Cox. We do a lot of comedy
Cox and Cox. I love that so much. It was brilliant.
Yeah, selling insurance. So have you got insurance for your life insurance? That kind of thing. And I tell you what, I reckon you could actually sell that as a product. You did that so well. We started the show in lockdown, and Damien that I do the show with is a brilliant writer. He's actually been shortlisted by BAFTA for some of his writing, which is pretty amazing. And I'm fortunate enough to know him. And the first thing I really knew about his love of wrestling was his stag do. We did a wrestling themed stag do in Bognor Regis, dressed him up as the Ultimate Warrior, and ended up actually taking him to one of these seaside wrestling promotions. And we said, look, can we get him involved with the show? Is there some other stuff we could do? And they were like, I mean, if you want, you can come and train with us. So we did like 3 or 4 hours training like 16 blokes, very unfit. And in the middle of that, I was like, I could do this as a job. Fast forward a couple of years, and lockdown hits, and Damien writes the script, sends it to me, and we start making it. And it's just an audio thing. And then we do 2 seasons of the show, do a photo shoot, and then from the photo shoot, we actually filmed the photo shoot happening, and the video of the photo shoot turned into a sizzle reel, which within a couple of days got us booked to do the Leicester Comedy Festival, which is a huge comedy festival here in the UK. And we'd never even done the show at the same time in the same place. It had all been done like voiceovers. So we'd write the script, send it back and forth. I would record my bits, and then Damien would record his bits around that. And then we'd send it out to other people like Alex, and he would do his bits and send it in. And then we mix it all together, add all the other bits in, but it would sound like, we were here, like this is happening now. And then all of a sudden we find we're going to be on a stage in front of people without anywhere to hide. And so we've had to learn a lot of new things and obviously get a lot of costumes and
the character, though,
just
the character's
stage presence. Yeah,
fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you as the calm, chilled out, Ant McGinley. You've been on the show many times, but the Ginger Ninja has so much charisma and energy, like in a weird way. You personify that role in such a great way, because it's like almost like the opposite to you.
I mean, it's frighteningly easy to play and also a lot of fun. And although Damien would say now, Damien says there is no character. It's just me. It's just like I've allowed the dark side.
The other side.
I've allowed the dark side to come out. Yeah. I mean, the thing was, when we started out, we modeled it on. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but that Peter Crouch podcast, very successful BBC podcast over here, and the basic premise is retired sports star speaking to a journalist about what it's like to do that sport, and but we kind of like took that format, but said instead of like a very famous sports person, what if it was like somebody you'd never heard of who was like a cross between The Rock and Alan Partridge, or David, or the guy from The Office, basically. So yeah, that's it. And
the great thing is from my interaction, there's no filter, which I just thought was brilliant.
I'm trying to find. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay.
A reason, a purpose in life.
I was just saying, I'm trying to find the link for the crowdfund, because I know you're trying to build up enough funds.
Oh yeah. So co-fi.com/wrestling with the champ. It's all on the Ginger Ninja Live. If you go there, there's loads of videos. There's a photo shoot. So if you do like, both David and James seem to find my poster quite hot, you can see a full photo shoot. In fact, if you want to see even more, I've got an OnlyFans as well. OnlyFans.com wrestling with the champ. Although it is just, no word of a lie, it is just fans. So we've got electric fans, we've got air conditioning fans.
Oh, that's such a good troll.
Fans.
That's such a good troll.
Yeah, but weirdly, I'm not getting many subs on there, so we've had to do this Ko-fi thing. Yeah, so basically, we're doing the show up in Edinburgh. We're just, to be honest, it makes absolutely no sense to be doing it right now. Like, I mean, not just with the cost of living and all those other things going up, but like the trains have all been cancelled, so we're having to drive, and fuel's not exactly cheap. And obviously the accommodation when we're up there, and we're doing the show for free, which is a crazy idea. But what we want to do is, we've got this opportunity, and we've both kind of gone, when are we going to get this opportunity again? It's kind of like, I think when we first got the chance to do it and we sat down and worked out the numbers, I was actually terrified at the cost of it all and the logistics and everything we had to do. And then the next morning, I was like, you know what? What's going to make a better story? Is it going to be I had the chance to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the biggest arts festival in the world, or I did a fucking show? Even if nobody comes, even if we get 1-star reviews, even if, it's just, we go there. And actually on that, and this is a real great piece of wisdom, and Damien's done stand-up before. I've never done stand-up. And technically, although people would say I have done it now, I'm still like, no, I haven't, because I'm doing it as a character. So I have that kind of defense mechanism to be behind.
Right.
But as we went to do our first night at the Leicester Comedy Festival, I was really nervous. And I genuinely don't get nervous about stuff. I'm pretty cool. I love being the center of attention. I love all that. But suddenly this was something new, something I've wanted to do for a long time. I was very frightened of it. And as we're walking up to the venue, and I could see the building, with no idea how many people are going to be there, no idea how it's going to be received. Plus, as well, we've been working on this material for 5 months now, so it kind of feels old to me. So I don't even know if it's funny anymore. And as we walk in, Damien says to me, "Look, if nobody laughs, it's just going to be the same as every rehearsal we've done, because there was nobody there laughing, But we've enjoyed it. We've had a good time." And that And that really made the difference for me. It was like, oh yeah, it's like suddenly it's not about the end goal. It's about the experience, about doing it. And I don't know where this will take me. Like, honestly, like when that first email came through from Damien with the script, I didn't know that it would lead to this. When we did the photo shoot, I didn't know that it would lead to Leicester. I didn't know that we'd end up going to risking our relationships by disappearing for 2 weeks to Edinburgh and coming back with a load of credit card debt. But that's what's about to happen. But at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen when we go there. Like, there was a guy you might have seen in the news on the very first night, had one guy in the audience, and he went viral because the guy was like, he was brilliant and told everyone about it, and loads of people came to his show. And so that would crush people. I know people that have cancelled shows, and we do a show that has a lot of audience interaction, but you know, it's like you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know who's going to be there or what effect it's going to have. And also, like, you know, whatever happens with this, like, I've made a great connection with Al doing this show. You know, we'd done some work together and stuff before, but that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's not about the end goal. It's about what you're doing right now, and if you're enjoying it, and if it feels a little bit scary, it's like that great Eddie Izzard's quote. You know, I like to go towards things that frighten me, not pits with big spikes in. You know, that's a sensible thing to be frightened of, but other things that frighten you, go towards them. So that's what we're doing.
Totally agree. And
quote.
As you know, someone who's kind of venturing out there myself, I kind of definitely agree with that. But I think what you're doing is great. The comedy is fantastic. I mean, a lot of that was ad lib there. You know, you just kind of improvised as you went along. So it's there. The character is there as a natural thing that you can just dip into. So if you can write brilliantly with that kind of mindset, I'm pretty sure it's spot on. I mean, we're running out short of time. I'm gonna go get some scran. I haven't eaten yet today, but I love you very much, and thank you so much for coming on the show short notice. So I deep-eat. This is not a sponsorship.
Free squirt to everyone that comes to the show.
Well, I love your enthusiasm, and that's the big thing. I can see you really are passionate and love what you're doing. That, I think, will carry you far, far ahead with this. Far, far ahead. I think
this sounds like what they say on Dragon's Den before they go, not for me, I'm out. But thank you.
Right, we're coming towards the end of the show. Go on. Sorry.
I just wanted to say my dedication to this role was, we started it during lockdown when we came to the possibility that we were going to do the live show, because we hadn't designed a character and we weren't sure what was going to happen. And we just stumbled across this wig. I actually started, and you may see I'm not exactly blessed with hair on top, but as a backup, I've basically, and this is how I spend my real life walking around at the minute, right? I effectively, if I lose the beard, I am 80s Hulk Hogan right now. And this is my actual commitment to the role. Yeah.
Wow.
I like it.
I saw the video as well of you getting battered by two wrestlers as well. That was quite fun on your Facebook page. Go to the Wrestling with the Champ Facebook page.
There's loads of videos on. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. There's a bit of a delay. It always
nice
makes things fun when there's a delay.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so funny. Please check out the podcast. In fact, what we'll do is I'll let Ant and James both plug their podcast. Starting off with you, Ant, as soon as you're there. How can people tune into the podcast?
Oh, very easy. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the usual places. Just search for Wrestling with the Champ. That's the name of the show. If you can't remember that, Ginger Ninja Live has all the connections. You'll find us on, as I say, you'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, and OnlyFans.
James, you are part of the amazing Talking Codswallop podcast. Tell people about that.
Yep. So obviously it's a weekly podcast that goes out. We have interviews on it, but we also have the section where, like, Gemma, the creator, the real brains of it, I'm just the co-host. I just step up to the mark and do what she tells me. You can find us. We'll have a chat every week about all the mad, crazy stuff that's going on in the world that muted us. You can find us. We're Talking Codswallop Podcast. You can find us through Facebook. You can find us through Twitter. You can see our wonderful little image there. But we're on Amazon. So if you want to scream at your tin of tuna, you can find us on there. You can also find us on Podbean. We're on Spotify. Stick us in a search engine, you'll find us. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, I am JS the Voice 1 on Twitter, and you'll find us through there as well. And look at that.
Wow.
We've been found already.
On
I'm looking for the Ginger Ninjas fan site, 'cause I want to see the ceiling fans on these OnlyFans.
That's what you should do. Get a ring and get one of the ceiling fans. You know, people playing that bottle game with a string where it spins around and knocks people out. You should have like a Royal Rumble version of that, and all standing on stools. And if it hits you on the head, you fall off the stool. I'd pay to see that shit. You guys have been fantastic today. It's short notice that we got the guests in. So Ant and James, thank you so much for coming in and being great guests. I've really enjoyed today's show.
Yeah, it was a great show. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been fantastic. Stick behind when we do the outro and stuff. We'll say goodbye properly backstage. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Have we had any comments coming through? Ryan was like, "Wait a minute!" When he came from behind the screen, he's like, "Wait a minute." That guy seems familiar. George says he loves the character. That's really nice. And he says he does great
just
voices. For
those of you that didn't believe me, that is the Ginger Ninja.
It's an actual OnlyFans account. That's amazing. So if you're into your OnlyFans, the Ginger Ninja is on.
He's on there.
I haven't got any subscribers yet, so help a fella out.
I think the longest you have no
yes.
subscribers, the better. Just adds to the comedy. It really does. And George he does great voices. He's helped me out with the radios. He says I'm always down to help with voices. If you need an American,
hit me up on Twitter. Reach out to us on Twitter. You'll find us on there. The Champ Pod.
Amazing. Right, well, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your comments.
Thank you guys for showing up.
We haven't got any memes today, and we can't really get any pod aid talking. But thank you for supporting the show, and we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
See you guys there.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy hour has come again. Raise a glass and bring your friends. We got Alan, Dave, George, and Moose. With everyone that we know. But where is Tom Bruno? We drink and smoke and we chat and vibe. We want to invite you all to join our tribe. It's quite simple to be this cool, but all you gotta do is pull up a stool. All you gotta do is pull up a stool.